The bad guys in the MCU haven't always been great. In fact, they were very problematic up until recently, but one thing they have always been is powerful. In this video, we'll run you through the villains we believe are the 10 most powerful in MCU movies.
I need to go closer. I want to get a closer look at this.
It should be noted that Thanos and his Black Order won't be included here. While they're expected to be incredibly powerful, we haven't seen enough of them to describe exactly what they're going to be capable of yet. Also, characters with implied power who never actually displayed any, such as the Grandmaster, won't be considered for inclusion. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of Screen Rant's great new videos.
Then, as my father used to say, failure is the fog through which we glimpse triumph.
That's very deep, and I have no idea what it means.
Me neither. He was kind of an idiot, my old man.
Aldrich Killian. Aldrich Killian, played by Pearce, was the superpowered villain in 2013's Iron Man 3. He was the CEO of Advanced Idea Mechanics, and he helped to develop the Extremis Serum. And he also called himself the Mandarin.
It was always me, Tony. Right from the start. I am the Mandarin!
Having injected himself with Extremis, Killian gained superhuman strength, the ability to fire powerful concussive energy blasts, enhanced speed and agility, the ability to consciously raise the temperature of specific parts of his body until they were extremely hot, and most impressively, amazing regenerative healing abilities. With these powers, Killian was more than a match for Tony Stark's Iron Man and his Iron Legion in physical combat.
People think in terms of good and evil when really time is the true enemy of us all. Time kills everything.
What about the people you killed?
Tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe.
Kaecilius. Mads Mikkelsen played Kaecilius in 2016's Doctor Strange. He was a powerful sorcerer and a traitorous former member of the Masters of the Mystic Arts. Having chosen to serve Dormammu, Kaecilius gained the ability to tap into the power of the Dark Dimension, which allowed him to warp the very environment around him.
Mr.
Doctor.
Mr. Doctor.
It's strange.
Maybe. Who am I to judge?
Additionally, he was able to manipulate Eldritch magic, which is a light-based magic that produces sparks and fiery energy. He could also teleport and travel between dimensions and was a master martial artist. He was more than a match for Doctor Strange, and his defeat was really down to his own arrogance and megalomania. Kurse. Kurse, whose real name was Aldrich, was actually the secondary antagonist in 2013's Thor: The Dark World. However, Malekith, the primary antagonist, was considerably less powerful than him. Aldrich was a lieutenant of Malekith's who sacrificed himself to transform into the last of the Cursed, a group of elite dark elves whose physical attributes were increased exponentially, but at the cost of a certain death hours later. He was considerably stronger and more durable than Thor, and was an expert combatant, and he possessed a number of black hole grenades that could create miniature gravitational singularities. Such was Kurse's strength, he was able to throw giant boulders and even deflect Mjolnir when it was thrown at him.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
Abomination. Abomination, otherwise known as Emil Blonsky, was the brutish antagonist in 2008's The Incredible Hulk. He was played by Tim Roth and started the movie as an ordinary man, before a mixture of a faulty super soldier serum and a synthetic version of Bruce Banner's gamma-irradiated blood turned him into a monster. His transformation gave him retractable skeletal spikes and superhuman physical attributes, including strength, speed, and durability. He was also a skilled combatant. He was able to go toe-to-toe with the Hulk, which instantly makes him worthy of a place on this list. It's only a lack of versatility that prevents him from placing any higher on it.
You were made to be ruled. In the end, you will always kneel.
Loki. Loki has been played in truly iconic fashion by Tom Hiddleston for 7 years. He first appeared in 2011's Thor and went on to reappear in 2012's The Avengers, 2013's Thor: The Dark World, and 2017's Thor: Ragnarok.
Your savior is here!
Although he's more of an anti-hero these days, he has indeed been an outright villain, and he's pretty damn powerful. His frost giant physiology and Asgardian upbringing has rendered him physically tough. He's super strong, super durable, very quick, and very skilled in combat.
He transformed himself into a snake, and he knows that I love snakes. So I went to pick up the snake to admire it, and he transformed back into himself, and he was like, "Yeah, it's me!" And he stabbed me.
but he's also a talented sorcerer. Loki can cast convincing illusions, has minor telekinetic powers, can hypnotize people to do his bidding, has the ability to conceal his own presence, and has limited conjuring abilities.
This is the best I can do. This is exactly what I wanted. All of you against all of me. How can you possibly hope to stop me?
Ultron. Ultron was an artificial intelligence peacekeeping program created somewhat inadvertently by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner in 2015's Age of Ultron. Voiced by James Spader, Ultron came to life thanks to the Mind Stone's influence, and after beginning his life in a makeshift body, he went on to be far more ambitious.
Have you been juicing? A little vibranium cocktail? You're looking, I don't want to say puffy.
You're stalling to protect the people.
Having deemed humanity to be a threat to the world, he built himself a vibranium body, gaining superhuman strength and durability, flight capabilities, and the ability to fire powerful concussive beams of energy, and perhaps most notably, technology manipulation, which potentially gave him the ability to control things like the world's nuclear arsenal. He was capable of throwing hands with the likes of Iron Man, Thor, and Vision.
You see, I'm not a queen or a monster. I'm the goddess of death. What were you the god of again?
Hela. Played by Oscar winner Cate Blanchett, Hela was the main villain in 2017's Thor Ragnarok. She was the estranged, long-lost firstborn child of Odin who had been imprisoned when she became too ambitious and attempted to take over the Asgardian throne. She was incredibly powerful, with her Asgardian physiology granting her superhuman strength and durability, but she was also an incredibly skilled hand-to-hand fighter with a number of additional abilities to boot. Hela could draw power from Asgard itself and use it to amp her own powers. She could manifest weapons and armor and resurrect the dead using only a handful of fire from the eternal flame. Most impressively, she was able to casually stop and crush Mjolnir using only one hand.
I am Asgard's doom. All will suffer. All will burn.
Oh, that's intense. You know, to be honest, seeing you grow really big and set fire to a planet would be quite the spectacle.
Surtur. Surtur was only the secondary villain in 2017's Thor Ragnarok, but by God was he powerful, especially when he was returned to his full power at the movie's climax. Played by Clancy Brown, Surtur was a fire demon, and in his true form, he was absolutely gigantic. He possessed immense physical strength and durability, the ability to manipulate and project fire, and was also a master swordsman, wielding the enormous and incredibly powerful Twilight Sword with great skill. Such was the extent to Surtur's might, he was responsible for the destruction of Asgard itself, and he was able to casually swat the Hulk away as though he was a mere fly.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
You've come to die.
Dormammu. Dormammu was the secondary villain in 2016's Doctor Strange. He was also played by the movie's titular star, Benedict Cumberbatch. The ruler of the Dark Dimension, Dormammu is a primordial interdimensional entity who wields truly apocalyptic levels of supernatural power. In Doctor Strange, he convinced Kaecilius to destroy the masters of the mystic arts so he could merge his home dimension with Earth and become the planet's ruler. He has absolute control over everything in his dimension and can manipulate the environment however he wishes. His face was actually formed by the dimension itself, warping to his will, and he easily killed Doctor Strange repeatedly, until he yielded to the time-manipulating powers of the Eye of Agamotto. He's immortal, possesses incalculable physical strength, and is able to imbue others with great magical power.
You own a planet and can destroy 24 spaceships without a suit. What are you exactly?
I'm what's called a celestial, sweetheart.
A celestial like a god?
Small G, son.
Ego. Kurt Russell played Ego in 2017's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and at least until Thanos comes along, he's the MCU's most powerful villain. Ego was a celestial, a cosmic being who had existed for billions of years, and the biological father of Peter Quill.
I thought Yondu was your father.
What? We've been together this whole time, you thought Yondu was my actual blood relative?
You look exactly alike.
One's blue!
He had a god complex and wanted to take over the universe, and with the power he possessed, that made him a very dangerous individual. He was immortal and could only be killed if his brain was destroyed. His physical strength and durability were incredible. He could manipulate matter and energy on a huge scale, which allowed him to build his own planet, create a functioning body for himself.
Did you make a penis?
Dude.
What is wrong with you?
If he's a planet, how could he make a baby with your mother? He would smush her.
Heal from almost any wound, and use energy beams for a variety of offensive purposes. Had he not been defeated by the Guardians, the entire universe would have been shaped in his image.
When I'm done, half of humanity will still exist.
And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? Should we have included any other MCU villains on this list? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Screen Rant for more great videos just like this one. Bye for now.